This video will show you how to move the Mitsubishi robot arm and care for the teach pendant. So when you come up to the robot arm, you'll find the teach pendant hanging on this hook along with all the coil of cable. We have the controller. In order to be able to jog the robot, you need to have the key on the controller in teach mode. If you come up to the robot and you happen to have any sort of error, this one, the e-stop has been pressed. To reset the e-stop, rotate and release. Press the reset button on the front of the robot to clear any errors. When it comes to using the teach pendant, make sure anytime you're holding the teach pendant that your hand is through the provided hand strap. 2 fingers on the dead man switch. On the robot itself, or on the pendant itself, we have a e-stop. There's one that you saw earlier shown on the front of the controller, and we have one inside the work cell. Again, if you have any emergencies, feel free to press those buttons. In order to reset after an e-stop state, you must release the button and press the reset button. Anytime you want to actually jog the robot, you must switch the key switch on the pendant to enable mode. Without this, the robot won't run. To jog the robot, press and hold the dead man switch in the center position. Press and hold servo on. You'll hear a slight click and the servo on light on the front of the controller will come on. At this point, you can then jog your robot. The first mode of operation we're going to jog the robot in is joint mode. The joints on the Mitsubishi are joint 1 at the waist, joint 2 the shoulder, joint 3 the elbow, joint 5 is a up-down motion of the wrist, and joint 6 is a rotation of the hand. And I did not miss a joint 4. This robot does not actually have joint 4. On the pendant itself, you'll notice that there is a J1 and a negative. This will move negative on joint 1. Pressing J1 positive will move joint 1 in the positive direction. Joint 2 positive, joint 2 negative. Joint 3 positive, joint 3 negative. Joint 5 positive, joint 5 negative, and 6 positive, 6 negative. When it comes to moving the robot into a different mode of operation, there are buttons up here at the top. Pressing the joint will put it into joint mode. Pressing XYZ will put it into XYZ mode. If you accidentally press XYZ multiple times, you'll end up with either XYZ 456 or cylinder. We don't want to jog in these modes. Simply press XYZ repeatedly until you get X, Y, and Z listed. To move X positive, which will be towards the door of the work cell, X negative, Y negative, Y positive, Z positive, and Z negative. These robots also have a hand on them, or a gripper. In order to operate the gripper, you must release the servo on button, press and hold hand while pressing C- to close or C+ to open. Simply move your robot down to the part that you wish to pick up, press C-, grab your part, and move it where it needs to be. When you're done operations, turn the key on the pendant into disable. Wrap up any cord that you've pulled off the hook. Place the pendant back securely on the hook so it doesn't fall and hit the floor.